Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome to Life Class.
Hello out there.
And this is another Life Class Heart to Heart with the Sawyers. Let me put our thing up here so everyone will know who we are. For those who come in later, let's see who's here. James Dixon.
James Dixon, give me a call, man. I need to talk to you.
Yeah, we need to see how you're doing. You're doing better, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm walking today with. I haven't. I got a formula I use for my pain in my back, and
Figured
I've
it
been.
out.
Yeah, it ain't much. 1 and 1,
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, that's
today
good.
I've been moving a lot without the cane. I was scared to do it, but I tried it, and it was better.
Well,
And
the weather is on top
well,
of me.
we had a
I
visitor
could
over
say I'm
here,
under the weather, but
and she had the same thing that she got now. So we
the
won't be
weather is
on.
on top of me.
Yeah, we won't be on it long because she's been sleeping all day today,
And I'm
I
sucking
wake
on a
everybody.
cough drop right now.
Yeah, it ain't me now. I ain't got none. I know
I've
she's
been
been around a lot of people this week,
I've been coughing and
sneezing and coughing
stuff.
and
So
all that kind of
anywho,
stuff.
I'm here.
But we won't hold it long because
And my
she needs
sister
to
and my
rest.
brother-in-law. Sissy, how did that movie go? Did you go look at it today? Hello, Linda Langdon.
Miss Linda, good to see you. Good to hear you.
And Pastor Norman is
We'll
here.
We'll wait for
Pastor
the rest of them
Norman.
to come on before we tell them what's going on. Okay.
What do you mean?
It's
What's going
not.
on?
It's what your situation.
Oh, we'll have to wait for that. We'll have to wait for that. I hope you guys had a Merry Christmas. We had a good Christmas. We celebrated with the family on Christmas Eve. Yesterday, we did absolutely
We was
nothing.
really laid back yesterday. Yeah, that was really a treat. There's
Did
been raining
absolutely
all
nothing.
night and day here,
Mhm.
so that helped us stay in. And I went out just a little bit to the bank and come back.
Yes, you did. I've been in all day. So I took
And
baby. I did walk this morning, baby and
I
I.
went out and did the trash can,
Mhm.
But other than that, I'm
Yeah,
doing better.
baby
And
and I
she's
walked.
slowing down. She's got a bad cold,
Yeah, I slowed down today.
so I don't want to keep her too
I've
long.
been on the couch most of the day.
Yeah.
Made myself move just a little bit. But
But
anyway,
anyway, she got something good for you.
I do.
I think you're going to read something. You said
I did.
you did. I thought you said you had. Okay, baby.
Well, I don't remember that, but hey, we'll go with it. Now let's do our affirmation
Yeah, see,
meditation
there you
prayer.
go.
And
I knew she had something for
I
you.
won't do anything long tonight. Just something to get us in the groove and in a place of
If I get her to go in there and eat some of the baby girl dog food, she might feel better.
I don't know about all that.
Yeah.
Well, baby's doing good
Yeah,
today.
she's doing good today.
She's been wanting to play in the water.
Rain and water is her tune. It's a vibration in water that just tears her up. She got to get to it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she'll bite the chair, the water, and everything.
We have these 2 lawn chairs, the kind, the portable lawn chairs, and they're made out of that canvas. And so when it rains,
they fill up.
They fill up in the bottom with water. So she wants to go out just
to bite.
Just so
when the water jumps out, she'll bite.
I can tilt the chair and the water comes out. She tries to catch it.
Oh, she's 16 then. She's a little girl then. It's just something else. She liked to walk in the rain too. I know.
And then her beard gets really, really wet. But anyway, everything's good. Everything's good. Glad you guys are with us. Let's do our affirmation meditation prayer, whatever you want to call it. Let's center in. And I always say, just go inside. Let's just go inside.
Please. Yeah, you have everything you're looking for is where you're looking from.
Just turn within. We're just going to turn within.
And you're fully loaded.
I'll go within. Go within. Go within. And you can repeat after me or you can just listen, whichever's better for you. Go deeper. Go inside even deeper. Monitor your breath. I give thanks to thee, O God, for my existence.
Yes.
I give thanks to thee, O God, for your presence
Mm-hmm.
and for this awareness,
Mm-hmm.
for the awareness of my existence. And I surrender the illusion of being a personal self. I am not my thoughts. I am not my feelings. I am not any opinion or judgment. I am not anything that can be constructed or imagined. I am not this body, but I'm happy with this body, with its aches and its pains and its flaws. And there are memories that came with this body, that grew up with this body, things that it was exposed to, some that I would like to forget, but I cannot. But I've found them to be insignificant. I am not any race. This body is some race. I am not any conditionings. I surrender the illusion of being a personal self. And so it is. And so it is. You got something good? You always have something good.
Well, yes. I told a man today when I on the way home, and I stopped at a service station. I said, I can look at you because I know where God is. I've really found out where the Christ is. And I'm talking to him right now. And I'm talking from him. But it sounds like a separate me. The cold, the flu, the aches, the pain, the headaches. What is so amazing is that there's not a thing I can do about him making me to know that he is inside and he is us.
Mm-hmm.
But what's so baffling about it is that when you find this out, how deep does the vein run, the blood run to where if he is that close to us, what can I do? Or is there anything to be done to get him to respond? Or is he already responding? These are some questions that I'm asking. If this is God so close, and in my knowing, I'm aware as you are, all this talk that we talking on the screen, all this talk we talk for years, there comes a time when I say, I read your letters, I read your feelings, I'm able to know this where you are.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see you. Yes, these are questions.
Mm-hmm.
But if I am already seeing you, that's it. If we are already seeing him as us, then I need to see more of this. Can this be explained? But I did find out that there's something that don't want to allow us to be a Christ. It can't stop the Christ from being us, but us being him is ruled out. This thing called ego, or I'll put it more like this, conditioned. We have been conditioned even in church. We read about it, even in the course. There are thousands of people that read the Course in Miracles. They can mentally repeat and recite practically every lesson it is.
Mhm.
But when it comes out of their mouth, it is not enough to activate what we are saying or what the Course is saying. God has to do something to make that real to each person. It's a personal, private thing. I see Rupert Spira, uh, all of the guys that are sages come online,
The non-dual
the
teachers.
non-dual teaching, and yet there's always questions to Rupert while he's sitting on the stage talking to him. Millions of questions. He answered them by what he sees and what he knows from the infinite self.
Mm-hmm.
But there are always going to be people out there that are not catching it.
True. And some are catching it, but they're catching it in pieces. It's a
pieces.
progression.
Yeah.
It's a progression.
Some out there have already caught it. And I can tell when the person in the audience is asking the question, the one sitting beside them, all of a sudden they look at the person asking the question like we've reached that place. We know what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
And they sit there and they smile like they have arrived. But there's a question inside their lives also. Hey, I had those saying, you got to watch the dog to bring the bone. I'm interested, and it was the same way when I was brick and mortar minded, 1, 2, 3 separated minded. I slipped back over there, and I wanted to bring everybody to my church that confesses or conform to the fivefold ministry. I wanted to find out, and I did find out, if you are one of those positions, you should carry with you the signs, and I'm not talking about uh, fake stuff. I'm talking about you should carry the sign. I see people all the time online in places that they go to these services, and the prophet, the guy will call them out, tell them everything about their life, tell them their names and their initials, their phone numbers, addresses. Some of them are real and some of them not. I can tell when I look at them. Now, I want to know, is there anybody here or out there that know or saying what I'm saying about the reality of this? Because when they leave that preacher, their tires got to hit the road, the rubber hits the road, and they got to go back home. And when they get home, everything that the preacher said, it will eventually wash away. What is left is another question that comes up. They go looking for another sage. They go looking for another picture. They go looking for another saying. They go looking for another book. They go back and read the course all over again, trying to catch something. I know it. I know it. I know it. I've been through it and go through it now. I read this. Wow, I got it. Wow, I got it. And the next second, the feeling comes up. Something happens in the house. Something breaks. Something not right. Somebody sends something in the mail. Get a bad phone call. Get some bad information about the job. Payments due, behind and rent. Then all of a sudden, you slip out of that experience you just had where somebody prayed for you and you got the miracle, or you got a revelation from the course of what the course is saying. You slip out of it, then you're back to the question again. Is there a final settlement in this thing? That I am really not looking for anything else other than Christ, the glory of God, being our true self. I'm convinced that if we go deep enough into this thing, I believe this. I believe this. That He is the sum total of everything that we've been looking for. And the hunger that I'm talking about now is so intense. I've been that way from day one, the intensity. I'm persuaded that nothing, not anything, can take the place of Christ the Lord. Now, I know He's in me. I'm going to tell you, like I tell people when I was ministering to them, come out. Come out, show yourself. I want to walk this thing, and I'm saying this like many of you out there who haven't said it. And I know some of you may have a solution or an answer to it. I want to hear it. But I am at the mercy of a craving and a desire so strong inside that it makes me walk cattywampus. You know, cattywampus is dog tracking like a trailer truck going down the road, and you behind it, and the back wheels on that trailer is out of line, and the front of the trailer is in line. The back wheels is right on the yellow line. That's what you call out of line dog tracking. My front end straight, but my back end ain't hitting on nothing. Or my back end crooked and my front ain't hitting nothing. I'm metaphorically saying, I know that there's some of y'all out there right now, you hurt with the crying of God in your soul, constantly praying. Help me to understand this enlightenment. What does it really mean in fullness to be? You hear what I'm saying? I'm asking, I'm presenting something that is everybody, I don't care how long you've been in it, there's going to be a place somewhere. Go to sleep tonight, lay your head on the pillow and wake up and face it the next day. And some people is so obsessed with listening to me now. You're looking for Jesus with everything you got and everything you have. You spend hour after hour studying and reading and searching and praying and meditating and all that stuff. Seem like it's water just washed off the duck's back. Now, I believe that this hunger is a God desire. I believe it is. I'm convinced it is. This desire, intense desire, so strong. I heard a preacher say he wanted it so bad that he felt like he couldn't exist any longer. I don't know where the tipping point is, but I've been like this for 50 some years, constantly seeking and craving that out of a sincere desire. I know where Jesus is. And I'm not about to stop this quest until it is revealed to me and to you the answer. There are a lot of people today and yesterday that couldn't celebrate Christmas like they wanted to or like they used to with their loved one and their family, because certain ones of their families are not with them this year. A lot of people have lost loved ones even at Christmas time, and the black box inside of us that records everything, all of a sudden in a certain situation and a certain piece of furniture or smell come up, and the memory of that person not being in your life today is no longer there. That's painful. Jesus is inside of them. I don't care if they confess it or not. He's still there. I know this, but I'm asking God. This is a prayer. That's really I'm saying that He would reveal His strength to everyone that is having a rough time in Christmas. And I'm not being religious with you. I'm just putting it down on the table just like it is, tying it down on both sides. My old sweetheart come up here. She wants to talk to me, and it's just that these are moments that I know that some of you guys deal with every holiday. And then finally, see the coughing she's doing. I rub her neck and try to massage her a little bit to keep it from doing that. And I think that there's a lot of people listening to us. You need that same massage from somebody and from God to help you get this sense of knowing that you can keep going. Okay? So that's what I'm talking about today. Now I wrote my notes down here. What I'm saying, the real self will allow us to be less and less of our conditioned self. It's part of the answer. The fall that took place that we talk about in Genesis was the ideal that we are separated from God. I read all of this, but yet I have to keep going. This fall from God identity, fall from the essence of the eternal self, causes us not to be able to hear God, causes us not to be able to chat with God and allow ourselves to be at the Christ rest. That's what I'm talking about. The resting place.
You're still looking for rest?
Yes, that rest. Because I see people in the street all day when I'm out there, wherever I go, and I look at them and they talk to me. I can feel the rest. Now here's another one.
My question would be, if you go to first person, would you still have that same hunger, that same desire?
It all depends on how deep that knowing runs. The deeper that knowing runs, I can tell from past experience, like it's layers of it. I do know that as each experience of revelation that are dawning, like the first morning before I came to pick you up, that revelation revealed Christ as being me. But it took me years to find out that it was really an indication that he was me. But I didn't know it.
But
it came. It came.
And you can right now go to that first person place, can't you?
Yeah, you can. But even though we can go there, there's something that we go in there. The next moment, the next second, we have to go there again. When will there be a time when we can stay there? Is there such a thing as staying in that awareness?
Could that be the suffering of wanting to stay there?
It is a type of suffering.
Yeah, of wanting to stay there, of wanting not to ever lose it. That place of, I say, contentment, or that place where you feel like you've gotten what you wanted.
Yeah.
So that
you understand what I'm saying?
That tells me this, that desire, no matter what it is that you're desiring, desire is suffering.
Yeah.
Because it's the longing for something.
I guess I'm calling for the ending of suffering.
Yes, because when we desire, it is a insatiable longing.
Yeah.
That is almost, it's really almost painful. Psychologically, it is painful. And then whatever the thing is that you're longing for, whenever it shows up, the desire, that longing stops for a brief moment. But like you said, desire arises again.
Yeah.
So it's like the human nature, humans don't stop desiring.
Yeah.
And as long as we're desiring, then there's going to be a continuous suffering. I
know it may sound like I'm jumping around a little bit with some of the things I'm saying, but giving up, I've tried it. I can't give up. I can't give up. I can't surrender. There's a place in there where the doing self had done everything possible, and at the mercy, I'm at this place where I say, Lord, I can't do it. It's up in your hands. But it's like I can't say when it's going to happen. I can't say, did I say the right things? So I do know that there is a place where most of us, Miss Linda said something there.
Yeah, she said we need to give up seeking and doing. The separate self will never accomplish anything. Your desire to know God or truth is God calling you.
Yeah.
I
is God. That's right. Is the truth is at this moment. Evidently, in the craving and the seeking, that is a moment. That's in the moment. This is what I looked up and said, and seeing God is a type of discernment. And I didn't pay any attention as Miss Linda when I started out. There's a discernment of being able to find God in evil.
Yeah.
That just struck me. I said, find God. But I said to him, I have found you. And I have found you. I have found you. And at the same time, who find who is I know this. I know this. I know this, but I am waiting for the knowing for something else. I can't miss it, Linda. I can't put my word on it. I can't put my finger on it.
So
But-
what are you trying to say?
Okay.
What are you trying to say? Come on to the point.
I'm at the point where there's a cry in my heart saying, I'm ready to see the whole thing. I'm tired. There's a tiredness there. And over the years, we've seen it more and more and more gradually.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to leave my body without knowing the completeness of Christ.
You remember the movie we watched? It's been some time back now. What Dreams May Come.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
In that movie, can't remember the guy's name. What was his name? Anyway,
shucks, come to me.
yeah, it's right on the tip of my tongue. But anyway, his daughter had died. His son had died. His wife had died. And when he left his body and went on the other side, he came to a place. He ended up in a place where it wasn't real. It was a fantasy based on what he had encountered in his personal life. His wife was an artist in painting and all of this. And so the astral plane that he ended up in was simply an inside of a painting. The land, everything was liquid paint, if you remember that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that.
And on into his travels into the spirit world, he longed to see his children and his wife, but he could not see them even though they were there with him. And there was a statement made. I don't remember who made this statement, but there was a statement made to him in the movie that when you're ready to see them, you will see them. Could it be that there is this in our psyche? Could it be that there is a reluctance to see God?
Yeah, I feel that.
And a reluctance to see the absolute truth.
But I know that's not.
And come to an end. Yeah, I'm not saying that it is. I'm saying that it's in all of us a hiding from God. It's not God hiding, but it's us hiding from God. I'm not sure. I don't have all the details of the ins and outs about it, but I do realize that the reason we don't see is because we're hiding. And it's not God hiding. It's not God hiding the truth. It's not God withholding. It's not God denying us anything. It is something in our psyche that is pushing it away, even though we say we really, really want it. There is something in our psyche that pushes it away. And that's just what my own discoveries. And I want to read this.
Yeah, go ahead.
And there was this that was said to us one time in one of our services. So you shall, and it was someone speaking in first person, you shall see me, and I am not asleep. I am the all-seeing eye. I have entered into your dream to reveal myself. I shall walk in this place, and you shall see me in this place of darkness. I shall reveal myself. You shall find me in the birds, in the earth, the clouds, the dew of the morning. It shall be in the wind, the touch, the confusion, the seasons. Only the mind cannot see me. I am ready to be seen. Believe this.
I saw.
Now, do you know who
Mhm.
said that? You.
Okay. Okay.
You said that.
I said that.
So that's a direct contradiction.
You wrote that down.
That's a direct contradiction to your urge and your longing.
I hear
This
you.
was first person.
Yes.
And he said, it shall be in the wind, the touch, the confusion, the seasons, and only the mind cannot see me.
Mm-hmm.
So there is something here in each of us, the
Mhm.
mind that does not want to see. For before when it sees, it is then its own demise.
Okay. Now,
Does that make sense? Because I
yeah.
mean, I'm not discounting the longing.
Yeah.
I understand it very well. I have the same longing, but I also understand that the longing is coming because we have left our estate.
Now, I deliberately went this direction
Okay.
to get a response from you guys out there,
Mm-hmm.
because that is the only way I can get most of the response is to
Yes.
present a situation like
You speak
well
speak as them.
as
You
them
speak as them.
as
Yes.
them as that separated self,
Yes. Yes.
asking questions like what I presented.
Mm-hmm. Now, Linda also mentioned this. She said, repeating the A Course in Miracles lessons over and over, praying and meditation will not take
Mhm.
us there. And we
Now
are,
you see.
but we
Now
are
we see.
there already. And that is the absolute truth. We
Yeah.
are there already. And but when we are lost in the mind,
Mhm.
I think the mind longs.
You said something that good. Lost
In the mind. I think the mind
lost in sin is being lost in the mind.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
misplaced identity.
And
I see that.
And
now.
I think that the mind longs for rest.
Yeah.
The mind, because it is tired of trying to figure this whole thing out. It's tired of trying to find its own way in the dark. So I believe that the mind is really looking for rest, more so than we are not, because we are rest. Now, Vincent, hey, Vincent, I'm glad you're here. He says, when the idea of me collapses,
Okay.
then and only then I can understand that there is no me.
Yes.
Then I see the truth.
Okay.
I am not me. I am not the observer. I am the observed.
Are you saying
That's good, Vincent.
that we were watching our birth in these physical bodies? We were inside and outside looking at the whole thing. We were actually watching our mamas and daddy doing what they do in order to bring us across the bridge
and see,
to get here.
And even then, even that concept
Mhm.
is still the separation mindset, because it is still not a collapsing of the me.
Okay.
There's still a me that's trying to be observing, that, like he said, I am not the observer.
Okay.
Even though there is a me that's wanting to be that observer. And even when that me is observing, it's not a true observation, because it usually observes with disturbance.
One of the most deep empathic feeling, sensing, and knowing is when you have had an experience of corn. I hear it talking to me. Seeing these people on the other side and know how and had a taste of it. It absolutely causes that taste to be an overwhelming, intense desire. And I can see now where God is. I can see what God is. I can see where and what he's doing. And the presence is there saying, I am willing to take the chance of letting go of everything that seems to be, that may not be, blocking the finished seeing. That's him. I can hear him saying. I can hear him saying to itself these statements. The fall is.
Do I really want to see?
Okay. Here it is.
And in all honesty, do we really want to see?
If there is a fall, it is God allowing the fall from the belief that the mind thinking is us, and all the time it is a game that's being played.
It's a game, exactly.
That's that which is telling me now that we are now in a good place.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm talking two sides now.
You
I'm
are.
talking the side.
You are, and what you're demonstrating, in not deliberately demonstrating, but just by your conversation, is the fluctuation that all of us go through. Until there is this, well, I won't even say until there is a final scene, because you can have a final scene and still go through the fluctuation.
Yeah.
There'll still be the flip-flop. And you voiced it very proficiently when you first said that you can be in it and really walking in it, the awareness of it, and then something happens. The car breaks down.
And so slip out of joint. Seem like you say, wait a minute.
Or you
I
fall and you break a leg. Or the TV goes out.
Yeah, I thought I had arrived.
Somebody calls with a bad,
like that telephone call just came through, and I said I wasn't going to unplug the phone, and maybe nobody. Yeah.
So when those things happen, we get lost in the mind.
Something jerks us back over into that. Seem like it doesn't say anything about who we really are.
And go back to what Vincent said. There's not a me that gets lost in the mind. It's that awareness.
The lie sticks up again.
Awareness trips the breaker.
Yeah.
And that's the best way I can say it.
Okay.
Awareness trips the breaker.
Okay, talk to me.
So it's not a me that
come on,
that loses that awareness.
Yeah, come on.
Awareness trips the breaker, and all of a sudden I'm aware of something other than what I am.
Yes. So the light is still shining in darkness.
Sure.
Okay. Sure. And what is causing us to see God in the light, in the darkness, is discernment.
Well, is there us or
is it us?
Or are we actually the light and the darkness?
You done hit a button, that girl.
Aware of being awareness itself.
Okay.
Vincent said that's a tomahawk steak.
What did he say?
Tomahawk steak talk.
Look at you, boy. You need to leave that steak alone, but I'm ready for one right now. Hot dog, boy, I'll tell you.
So being lost in the mind, okay, I can use myself as an example. Today, I felt like the Mack truck ran over me, and been lost in not so much lost in suffering, but just dealing with the body and how it feels, and then the conversation that goes through the mind while I'm dealing with this body. You could say that's lost in the mind, but actually what's happened is awareness is no longer aware of itself. It's aware of the body being sick. It's tripped the breaker again. It's the phenomena, life phenomena has tripped the breaker again.
I hear you.
So much so that now it's like the awareness of being aware is lessened, because now I'm aware of the body being sick. I'm aware of
you're walking it now.
The thing that's happened that's made me feel bad. I'm aware of the thing that I don't like that's happening or not happening. So now that breaker being tripped is not that anything has changed, except my awareness has gone there.
Is it a saying I hear? Darkness and the cloud of darkness, the lie of the ego and the mind and the feeling is afraid
Mm-hmm.
of God
It's afraid
revealing
of God. It's
himself.
afraid of God.
Yes, that's what I said. Cloud and darkness is afraid of God.
Yeah.
Seeing God in all things is not supposed to be. We're supposed to see darkness and God at a distance or somewhere helping us get through it. But I'm finding out, is it possible that God is the one that put it up and puts himself through it to see himself in it?
Well, there's a scripture that says that the light and the darkness is the same to God.
Ooh.
It's the same. I mean, what difference does it make if you're nocturnal and you can still see in the dark? It doesn't matter.
I hear something said about resetting the dial that seems like its resistance is futile. Okay. And seeing God doing this.
What is baby girl doing?
I don't know. She's over there scratching the floor.
Baby girl,
Like she's
come
getting
here.
ready to nest. She's
Come
under
here.
the table somewhere. Seeing God in the present darkness resets the dial.
Well, God hides in the darkness.
Yes.
And not so much hides in the dark. He lives in the darkness. You only find God in the darkness. And if you're the light, you can see in the darkness.
Now,
So I mean and this is all kind of abstract
Go ahead.
conversation and talk,
Mhm.
but it's when with our awareness, and my sister said this years ago. She showed me a chart that she was thinking about awareness swinging like a pendulum. It swings to being aware of, and when it's not swinging to be aware of, it's just aware. We are just aware.
Is it possible that God has put himself in a school?
Sure.
And he's standing in front of himself as the teacher, teaching himself that seems like it's separated from him.
Because there is no other.
Okay.
There is no other.
Okay.
There is no one else here. And that's what that realization. Now we are, and I wrote this down on something. Where did I do with it? I don't know what I did with it. But anyway, we are already the self with a capital S. Mm-hmm. But we still need to have the self-realization.
He said.
And so the realization of being that is what seems to be lingering. But we are already that.
But I heard something real sweet just said. He said it's called God going through the feeling school.
The feeling school.
The feeling school.
Mm-hmm.
And the day of darkness school.
Mm-hmm.
And it's him finding out finally the dust is settled. You know what? It's like I hear and said, the tires on your car, because rain, sleet, and snow don't stop being.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The rotation of tires on the car don't stop being tires.
Mm-hmm.
If a flat comes, change a tire, but it's still a tire on a car. He said it goes through different climate change, heat, and constantly under pressure. But he said, once it is seen clear enough, the tire never has any problem from being this. Now, my own conversation is bringing it out. Mm. There are some out there that I know that hear what I'm saying. Many of us talk like we have arrived at this.
Oh, I know. Because we know the language.
We know the language.
We don't always have the experience.
We're coming around now.
We don't always have the experience of the language that we speak, but we know the language. And we can, it's almost, well, we can speak the language and never have the experience.
That's right. There, I find that there is such a thing as being a perfect human.
A perfect
A
human?
perfect human. The physical body of Jesus was a perfect body, even though it was in suffering and it had its moments of sleeping and awakening and moments of supply and need. It never left the position of perfection because of who he was as the eternal Christ. That's where we are. We're
Mhm.
talking about it,
Mhm.
but I want you guys to hear
Mhm.
these seemingly distant statements made because I want those that are out there who are still struggling to hear this.
Mhm.
We always say talk is cheap. I'm going to say it like this. We always say, and this is a little more of a pee on my head, make me think it's raining. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know,
Mhm.
I want to be able to catch somebody when they're trying to slip a Mickey in my dream or trying to make me think that I have not arrived when I have, and those who really haven't arrived to find out that it's the opposite of what's been felt. Okay. Now, every one of us mean to do well, but the stored up Christ in you, I believe, is coming to a moment where he's getting ready to explode this thing right in your face.
Now, Linda says this. She said, I think one has to find a happy place, just not knowing and allowing the eye to reveal itself on its own schedule.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
That's it.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Miss
Even if
Linda, you
I'm
touching
still
it.
even if I'm still in a position or a place of seeking,
Mm-hmm.
I must, like she said, find a happy place
Mhm.
and just allow this, whatever is running through me, or just let it run and not try so much to change how I feel or how things are going. It's finding that I call it that sweet spot of contentment
Mm-hmm.
where you just kind of let it ride and until it unfolds.
Mm-hmm. Jesus was in and operated in what is called the feeling man,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
the broken man, the step by step man. Even though it was a story, this is
Mm-hmm.
still the Christ.
Mm-hmm. It is. It is.
I want. I'm saying something that it's hard to turn it around, but I do know that there's somebody out there that's listening to it. You haven't put your name up. You went through a Christmas that's been really rough, but you going to see a revelation of Christ that is living. And you're going to find out that your loved ones are still with you, and that God is going to show you signs and indicators from inside yourself
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that you are okay.
Yeah, and that again is what Linda's saying about the happy place, finding your own happy place.
But that has to be
Yeah.
seen perfect.
Yeah.
There's a private sector there, and Miss Linda, you know it too, because these are moments we call the dark night of the soul.
And see, that's why, you know, I'm not saying when Linda says find your happy place, I'm going to say it just a little bit different because for me, seeking even a happy place
Yeah,
can be torture.
yeah,
So finding a place of contentment where I can just settle. Okay, I can
yeah,
settle.
yeah.
I can settle. I can lay back in this. Okay, this is
Mhm.
what it is. This is where it is. This is what is, and find myself a place of contentment
Yeah.
right there, and until everything unfolds,
Yeah.
without pushing and pulling.
Right.
The pushing and pulling urge, or the pushing and pulling of trying to figure things out, letting things just rest and
Yeah.
ride, let it settle. It's like taking a jar that has water in it and mud in the bottom, and we shaking it like this.
Yeah.
And so while everything's all muddied up, just let it settle. Let the dust settle, as they say.
That's right.
Let the dust settle. And realize that there is nothing that has changed, that you are still that. You are still all that you are desiring to be. You're still that you're looking for is what's looking.
Yeah. Well, you
And just let it
guys, I
settle.
really appreciate your presence and the presence of God that you are. I just presented a side of the fragmented selves of many people.
Yeah,
Even some
yeah.
of those who
Yeah.
ask questions have been in
And
this
it's
program.
beneficial to hear
Yeah.
this conversation
Yeah.
because there's a lot of people who are still struggling with all of
Yeah,
this.
that's true.
Mhm.
And I want you guys to know that we are touched with the feeling of our infirmities or the
Mhm.
infirmity of others.
Mhm.
And an infirmity is the ability to put yourself in another person's place, which we all are,
Yes.
and express and feel what they're feeling as though
Yes.
you are them.
Yes. Yes. Now I'm going to repeat what Vincent said, and I could repeat what Linda said. Both of you guys have been on point tonight, very much on point. Vincent said, when the idea of me collapses, then and only then I can understand that there is no me.
Yeah.
I won't understand that until it completely collapses.
Okay.
Then I see the truth. I am not me. I am not the observer. I am what's being observed.
Here we are. We're together this Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
We've experienced many 50 some Christmas or more with each other.
Yeah.
And the next second, I look around and we've been with each other. And here I see you in the hospital with kidney stones.
The last year.
The last year. We've been together.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that could have happened again.
Yeah.
And I'm standing on the outside the door.
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't let me in there where you were. Excuse me. And I
You're
see
just
you.
in that reflective place.
Yeah, I'm in that reflective place. That's right.
You are. You're in that reflective place.
And I look in the window and you're sitting in the wheelchair and the pain was so severe.
Mm-hmm.
I was standing at the window outside looking at you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they finally
that was when they wouldn't let you in because of the pandemic. Yeah.
There are some people like that.
I think that there is still a pandemic.
Yeah.
Not so much COVID-19, but I think there is a mental health pandemic now where people are struggling, being lost in the mind, being lost in the mind and trying to find relief wherever they can. And so, yes,
well,
you're in that reflective state and it's okay.
And I want to talk like that because there are some things that I don't deal with anymore like I used to, but there's somebody out there that's dealing with what I just talked about, and we need to respond to them, I believe.
Sure.
We're going to take off here. We thank you for the gifts.
I'm going to take off and go in here and drink me some Theraflu.
And you guys affirmed the healing presence of God on her body, her Christ.
I'll be fine.
Conditioned body.
And actually, when we start talking like this, I feel much better.
Okay.
But I feel the urge to cough every now and then. But other than that, I feel much better when we're talking about it.
Okay. Thank you for
the
presence of God. And you guys enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll be back on Thursday.
No, we won't be back Thursday because I'm going to post a pre-recorded video, but you have a doctor's appointment at the same time that we have our live stream on Thursday. So unfortunately, we will not be back. Pastor Norman, you hear that? We won't be doing Thursday, but I will post a pre-recorded session for those of you who want to hear something. But you know how to find us. You guys know how to find us.
So we're going to come back Sunday.
We'll definitely be back
Sunday at 10. Sunday
morning. That's the last day of this year.
Yeah, that's right.
Sunday
Christmas was on a Monday, and the last day of that year is going to be Sunday. That close, sir. Sunday, Christmas Eve, Monday, Christmas, and all. That's the way it rolled.
Yeah.
Miss Sandra, I hadn't forgot about you and the conversation we had. And I haven't forgot about any of you. I look forward to seeing you back again on our next round. Okay.
Yeah. We're all we are. You're always in our hearts. We always feel you and carry you in our hearts. But so I want you to know that we're not the ones that will answer your prayer. Only God can answer that prayer.
From the
for you.
finite self and the conditioned self, but from the Christ self, we are on the ball. We're no longer getting stuck in the chimney. we,
Pearl, thank you so much for
yeah,
coming
she
by the
still with
other
us there, Miss
day.
Pearl. Oh,
Mhm.
Miss Pearl, I thought you was coming yesterday, but you didn't make it. But that's okay. That's okay. We hope Brother Charles is doing well, and you are too. Thank you.
Yeah, I had made plans to go see my sister yesterday,
She, yeah,
and
yeah.
and I just got
And
real
she was
lazy,
coming today,
real
wasn't she?
lazy, real lazy. But I told her she didn't want to come with
No,
me
not
like
with
this
the
because
thing that she's dealing with.
I don't want to share this with her.
Miss Pearl, give me a call when you get a chance, and we'll talk some more. Okay.
Thank you, Sandra, for saying feel better. I will, sweetheart. I'm pretty sure I will be feeling better tomorrow. I just need a little bit of rest and some liquids, and I'll be good. I'll be good. Thank you so much, you guys. We'll see you again on Sunday.
Okay. See you later on the next turnaround.